Okay, so here's the real thing in this game, is cycling through the player avatars until you get someone who's not a woman or serial killer.
Right.
I
landed on serial killer and just stuck with it.
All right, I found one that looks vaguely okay, so we're going with that. And it's Heiss's company, so we got to fix this real quick. Okay, there we go. Fixed. Anyways, for the second time tonight, what's up, guys? This is Heiss, and we're playing Burp. We are playing Burp.
So sorry. Would you like
It wasn't me this time.
No, this is, we'll leave this in for the people, because this is about how this game's gone. Unless you're embarrassed, in which case I can...
No, I don't mind.
Okay, this is about how this evening has gone so far for us. We did a good 45-minute primer on this game already, and it was hilarious, and we were filming, except we weren't filming, because I don't know, it recorded like a 5-second long file. I don't know if when I reloaded the game that something went corrupt, or OBS just had a sneeze or something, but yeah, we realized about 40 minutes in we hadn't been recording, so we now actually kind of know how to play the game. And so we're gonna try this again. Anyways,
I have been kicked from the server though, so let me try and get
try and get back in, and we're still doing the intro here. So, what we're doing is we're playing a brilliant game called Mashinky, and it just got updated for multiplayer the other week, and I've been waiting for this for years, pretty much. I've been following this game for a long time, and I really liked playing it single player. Gosh, probably 2 years ago now that I played a little bit of it single player, and now that it's multiplayer, we're joined by some very good friends of mine from a previous Railroad Tycoon 3 stream. We have Brett.
Hello!
We have Ellis.
Hello.
And we have Leighton.
Hello.
He's actually back from getting his drink. Good.
Woo,
Anyways,
I now have a rum and coke.
and to pull the string out of my back and repeat exactly what I said before, I used to work at the Colorado Railroad Museum with Brett and Leighton. They're both currently, well, Brett still works there, and Leighton is a volunteer there, and I will be seeing them shortly when I'm next in Colorado, which is exciting, and look forward to that content on the channel, by the way. And then Ellis is a very good friend of Brett's that has become a very good friend of ours. So it's fun to play these silly little railroad games together. But Mashinky is very much like an Open TTD or Transport Tycoon Deluxe style railway game where you need to connect industries and towns together and move commodities and deal with logistical problems of signaling, which Brett does not want to deal with, as we found out in the unrecorded session.
I plan to stick with the same MO because it worked for me.
It did work for him. Just put signals everywhere and it'll just work.
Yeah. Just add more signals and then until the AI is happy, and then profit stonks. May we build?
I think we can build. I think we can get going. I don't know where I want to build yet because I've been monologuing and not looking at towns. But
You slide dog.
You guys, if you haven't watched enough of my YouTube, this has become a recurring joke and theme on my channel. I said that one time, but then it's become so true with pretty much everything that I do, where I will get into telling a train story or something, and then, oh god, the switch is lined wrong, and then we're in the dirt. So,
well,
and people always wonder if I'm like actually a responsible engineer or not, and it's like, well, I'm playing a video game.
Yeah,
it's a little different when you're sitting in the cab actually doing something, but yeah,
tis.
It was one of the funny things. The episode that I did with the Black 5 the other day. It was really funny that it wheel slipped like the British engines do. You know, the big drivered engines where they sit there and just go, and even after you've shut the throttle, they continue going like that. And I thought it was so funny. I had no idea when it was going to slip, just because there was no feedback, and people are like, you slipped, and it's like, you feel that in the throttle before it happens on the real thing. I mean, it's not a percentage meter that you're watching. You don't know what 20% throttle in a steam engine is. You feel it in your hand. You
feel it go kind of floaty, and the exhaust gets a little like, It's like, no.
No sneezes! Train's not allowed to sneeze.
Yeah, you hear the snifters go.
Well, you don't hear the sniff. Well, I guess
Well,
if you're
when you start
starting from
moving.
if you're coming from a start, yeah, you hear the snifters go whoosh real quick, and then you may have a sad time. But anyway, speaking of trains, I've just got my first train running, and one important thing we learned in our first unaired playthrough, because I was ding dong, is that there's a great 3D cam. It's like an updated version of Railroad Tycoon 3. Where you get to watch the trains run across the landscape, and it's genuinely really pretty. It's fun. They're not like the most high fidelity models, but they do the thing. They're fun. So it's cool. Anyway, we also learned that you have to run passengers if you want to make dollar money.
Dosh.
Yes, that. Because there's different currencies, and it's based on what you're hauling, whether you're hauling wood or coal or whatever, and that's how you kind of progress as you progress through the things. But you have to have passengers to get money, which is a lot of what the early stuff needs. So, yeah, it's a little interesting.
Yeah, it's worth noting that every resource also comes along with its own resource-specific currency. Earlier I compared this to Locomotion, but with bartering, because you do certain things, and you get certain currencies for doing those certain things, and then you can use those currencies for, goods and services as you do.
Yeah, for example, the right now, the cheapest engine and cars in the game that are the slowest and the lowest capacity, you use money to buy, which, I mean, well, that's a little sad, isn't it? As you do. But the more expensive stuff... Oh, goodness, why did that do that? It does not like climbing up hills on a diagonal, I'm finding. I've accidentally created a land dock in the middle of the desert. It's fine, we'll just build around it. Anyway, the more advanced stuff that we have access to right now is actually locked by wood or lumber. So we have to have lumber tokens to get those. So, it's kind of interesting that you level through the things. All that said, it seems that track is what costs money, and yeah. So I think I'm gonna set up a little passenger network to start. I think is my game plan here.
I'm going for pretty much the same.
I've managed to realize that I should build in a smarter location this time. So I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run maybe 2 passenger trains. Some of these towns are pretty far apart. And then yeah, we'll get some passing tracks and things going here shortly. I gotta collect my reward. Own at least 6 vehicles. I didn't own 6 vehicles. I only own a... Is it counting a tender? No, even then I only have 5.
I'm wondering if that may be counting everyone's, because I got that.
I think it is.
My suspicion as well.
Because I only have a locomotive tender and then 3 cars, so even if it's counting the tender separately, which I doubt it is, I only have 4. And I do notice that this is my first train, yet it is train 2. And this is my first depot, it's depot 2. And this is my first station, and it's station 4. So I think it is just globally counting. It's not counting per company. And I get that. We're early in multiplayer in this game. I totally get it. Just look at Railroads Online and look at our company system and how much of a pain even that level of company system was to get rolling. Yeah. I get it. It's not the end of the world. So I'm just happy that we can play this game and sit here and talk railroads and do stuff with this. This is kind of fun.
This is neat. Admittedly, I'm in kind of try-hard mode because I just... This has nothing to do with my signaling policy. It has nothing to do, but I just pulled a promontory point, and I'm trying to figure out how to not do that.
What do you mean you pulled a promontory point?
2 engines staring at each other with nowhere to go.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Ha! Nothing to do with your signaling aspect. I mean, are you sure?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Did you reverse one? Because I see that you no longer have that problem.
Yes.
Hey, Brett, let me give you an insider top tip. You can see my cursor, right where your mogul is?
Yes, I can.
Delete those 2 signals, both that set and that set. That way, you can only have trains parked on one of the separate legs.
Okay.
So as they come in
Apparently,
and
I
out of
just-
the depot, they'll be okay.
Apparently, I just did something where I made $1,000 disappear.
Well,
Good job.
that sounds like a
why did you
good
do that?
Thursday night. So
Yeah.
I don't know how I did that. I'm very
We call that buying a boat.
we do call it buying most fun things. Honestly, that's not my railroad, is it? Oh, that is my railroad. Never mind. I didn't recognize my own railroad. Can I build a diamond? Is it advisable to build a diamond in this game? I can build a diamond, but I don't know if I want to build a diamond. How can I signal it? Oh, good God, you can sectionally signal diamonds in this? Well, that's nifty. I wouldn't even do that on the real thing, but that's okay.
Yes, Mandampferfer is finally filling with passengers.
Beautiful.
Here we go.
Okay. I have now signaled this junction. Actually, I don't want this one set of signals that I put here. I don't want the exterior signal. I want all the signals to be in the interlocking, which is actually contrary to what I'd really do, but it's just because I don't have any other dual-track railway or other interlockings to lock traffic between. The rest of this is a signal or a single-rail railroad. The whole principle of signaling when you've got dual-track to single-track or converging, diverging, that sort of thing, is you need to establish and lock traffic directions. And you can't lock traffic physically in a game like this, but what you can do is you can place your signals in such a way that you only have an entry or an exit that are directional after the single track, and then you only have the entry and exit, again, at the other end, off the diverging path, so that when one train is in the block, no one else can come in. So that's kind of how you can establish traffic. But it doesn't work for terribly long blocks in these sorts of games. And then you can't establish traffic on a single track and then hold it while a bunch of trains go. You end up getting head-to-head movements, which, you know, somebody out there will make a fun version of signaling. Some folks on my YouTube have suggested I play SimSig, and I looked at it, and it looked a little too close to my real job. So, yeah, that was a little much for me, I think. But perhaps someday. Anyway.
Brett, I forgot Brett. Have you played Railroad Corporation?
No, I've not.
Our Railroad
Ooh,
Corporation's fun.
That's another one we should do a playthrough on.
It would have to be
Another one you can trounce us in.
It is well, it's one that Leighton actually is Leighton's pretty good at it, but I introduced him to it.
Yeah. Mark, I don't know. When I played with Mark, I think it's like you beat me most of the time.
Yeah, but you held your own though. It wasn't like I was handily sweeping you like you do with us and Railroad Tycoon. So
everybody's got to have something.
Indeed. And what's Leighton's skill? Railroad Tycoon. It's free real estate.
That's your resume.
Yes. Also, according to my coworkers, apparently it's impressive that I can remember who was president in the 1890s, and I'm like, oh, I feel so called out right now.
Yeah, that is impressive. Was it Grover Cleveland? Was it? Maybe?
For part of it.
For part of it? Hey, I actually had the arrow right, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know my presidents.
Term was 88 to 92.
Oh, well, there you go.
And then from 96 onwards, forget who's.
Leighton, you were saying this like it's like a big deal or a big insult or something, but you are the one human that said it was big back in the 80s to me, and you meant the 1880s, not the 1980s.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
And what kind of crap how old was the crap we worked on in college?
The 80s and the 30s, but that's a little bit more clear.
Yeah, although now you can say 20s and people will be, oh.
Huh? We're not that far in. Oh god, 491's turning 100 in a little bit here.
She will be. A few more years, but
the
Q28s are all turning 100 next year.
That's right, 1923.
Yeah, and all the ones that are left have never stopped running.
That is, well, man, some of them have been out of service for a fair bit of time, but yeah.
Okay, 476 was out of service for like 15 years.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you are correct in that they were never like parked and put on display or, you know, stuffed and mounted or anything like that. But yeah, continuously running, yeah.
For every calendar year since 1923, there has been a K-28 in service.
That is true. You know, it'd be an interesting study to see what is the longest running, like continuously running locomotive. That's right. We know that the K-28s have all been like running in some shape or form, in or out of service, whatever, every day since 1928. But like, what has actually put the most like, you know, regular 90 days of service a year, 100 days, you know, 180 days of service a year? What locomotive has done that for the
mileage
longest?
Too.
Yeah, and mileage.
I believe the answer you're looking for is actually Dolga.
And what's that?
It is an engine on the Tallyland Railway that's been going since 1860 something.
Oh, that's probably true. Of course, it's British. Tallyland would, yeah, that makes
Welsh,
sense.
technically, but
Well,
yeah.
Who are
British, and
British?
then
British is Welsh.
British tea
Yeah,
tea
British.
sipping empire making intensifies.
Yes.
It's
but
just
in
good
terms of like
business.
the 28s and 36s, I'm gonna go with 73. Because like 73 has 78's parked now, 76 is parked now, or was parked for 15 years or whatever. 73's just kind of kept on going. Like, I think the only time that engine was ever out of service for an extended period of time was after it went in the river.
It went in the river?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you've never seen those pictures? That's why
She
it was.
went upside down in the river.
Yeah.
What? How have I
Yeah,
missed out on these pictures?
Yeah. This was also when she was Bumblebee, so that's why she was only Bumblebee for like a year and a half, because it wrecked while it was Bumblebee, and they went, "This is dumb," and made it black.
You paint it yellow, and it wants to get tummy scritches.
Why-
Doesn't work.
So
Why
far
is
as
the
I know,
signal red?
68 never had that problem. She just wanted to light everything on fire.
Well, that tracks. God, the wind noise could really die back a smidge.
Yeah,
The wind noise is pretty. Like one of the first things I did when I got started with this game the other day, because I did manage to play a couple of hours before the recording because we were gonna originally do it earlier in the week. One of the first things I did was turn all of the sounds way down because
That
it was
sounds about
just
right.
it was murder.
Yeah, it's not too bad compared to you guys on the recording, so I think I'll live with it. But yeah, the wind when I zoom out is a dull roar, pretty solid
Considerable.
dull roar.
Dorlor.
Dull roar. Are you still having signal problems, Brett?
No. I think I'm delivering people statistics. Yeah, I'm transporting people.
Oh, if
I
your
mean,
if your platforms are really short, it takes longer to unload and load from
Oh.
cars that are not in the platform. They do
That is-
simulate that.
That is a hot tip. Then I will extend this platform.
Yeah, they
mean,
actually
not
have
enough
they
space.
have a decent amount of like station upgrading mechanics. I think like you can go
Yeah, they
into
do.
the extensions and add all these cool things to your stations that really enhance them, which is a really
The-
cool mechanic in the game. But
The waiting room is really important.
is it?
Yeah, there's considerable advantage to the waiting room.
what does the waiting room do?
It increases the size that the station will pull from by like 2 or 3 fold.
Oh wow!
Oh, really? Yeah.
The waiting room is really like you.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Unless you put the normal station like in the center of town, you're not going to get much. But the waiting room encompasses a lot.
Yeah, it adds 2 more blocks around the whole perimeter. So yeah,
Yes.
it more than doubles by the way the math works out, but I mean it doubles the radius around each station tile. But it is
Yes.
quite big, and it does cost some money, but that's the thing.
It is expensive, but also
But also you gotta pay money to make money.
gotta haul them peoples.
Oh lordy, I'm about to have all
As a-
3 of my trains at the same part of my railroad here.
As a once said, it costs money to be cool.
I got him saying that. That was my freaking saying. And it's a quote from the Princess Diaries, that stupid movie with Anne Hathaway.
Don't call anything with Anne Hathaway in its.
Yeah, you bite your tongue.
I will bite my tongue. I'll keep my forked tongue behind my teeth. But yes, no, she was getting her Mustang convertible that she somehow drove as a like totally poor teenager or whatever. And it broke, and she was getting it fixed, and the mechanic was like, "Hey, costs a lot of money to be cool." So yeah,
It does.
Yeah.
that's a me-ism, by the way. Oh, I don't
I
have
see.
signals on the other. Oh no, I do. I need more intermediate signals, is what I need, because this is a long siding here that I've got. So we'll put some intermediate signals in. Because otherwise this train's going to be waiting forever. Because we're still waiting for this other train to clear the corn maze. Oh, sorry.
Is that what we're calling it?
They're sunflowers. Sorry.
Corn maze. What's hilarious is I thought it was the exact same thing. I thought it was a wheat field that I just built this shed in.
Interesting. So in the building mode, I have a piece of railway there, but in the other view, I don't.
Yeah,
so I relayed it. Yeah, there's
some slight bugs.
This is a passenger train, so he's not gonna run there. And now this train's finally coming, and he's gonna get in the clear for this train. All right, I've got all 3 of my trains on my railroad all the way over here all at the same time.
Woo.
On my efficiently signaled network, Brett.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've got a diamond.
You leave my beautiful signals out of this.
I've got a diamond, and these are it's a 2-headed signal with a yellow aspect. It's just got an aspect. Oh, weird.
Oh,
so it also gives you. Oh wow, no, that's actually cool. It gives you the diverging aspect. It gives you a green over yellow, which I presume is the diverging aspect. I don't know, but because the rest of them just say green. It's interesting.
So how do you double track things? Is it literally just laying another
You lay a second track next to it, and then you signal it as you need to.
I will have to do that at some point.
Come down to the exact center of the map, and you'll see my double track chunk of railroad. It's very short. I mostly have passing tracks, but yeah, I could probably use some more passing tracks and some more trains. Because goodness, I got 73 people waiting at this, and my trains only hold 45. I could really honestly be running, like, could be running a lot more trains on this. I suppose I'll buy another train and see what it does here. It'll probably just ruin my everything. If I've been doing 3 coaches per, I think I've been doing 3 coaches per. That's probably fine. You don't want to overload the poor darn thing.
Poor little fellers.
And then
Poor little filler.
I've realized that you can go to the orders tab and then click another train for its orders, and you can copy them. Or I thought I could do that. I accidentally did that earlier. Oh no, you add the plus station and you click another train. So it's like adding a station, but it's adding the other train. And then that way you copy the other train's orders. So if you've got duplicate route. Although this train...
So there was mention of taking out loans. How might one do that?
You go to the top hat, and at the bottom left it says borrow. Or well, go top hat, cash register, borrow.
Top
or you
hat,
can just
cash
click
register,
on,
borrow.
or you can just click on the bottom left where your currencies are, and that'll also take you to that.
Gonna put another siding here. Because any train that comes out of this depot is limiting the entire other line of this railroad from operating, so...
So I'm doing a Bradley right now, and I'm drinking a rum and coke. And when I was in Europe a few weeks ago, I picked up some Cuban rum at the duty-free shop, and
Very
wow,
nice.
actually does taste better. Like, it's not just hype.
We'll keep Heiss away from the rum.
Yeah.
Heiss should be kept away from the rum.
To get this stuff, so...
I've added waiting rooms to both of my stations.
I have the problem of too many people and not enough seats for butts, so...
I hope to achieve that problem someday.
Okay, so... What does it mean when the signal's got 2 arrows? That is the question that I'm asking myself.
I believe that if it's one in each direction, that means it's a bidirectional signal.
No, not that. When it's a double arrow in one direction. I've got a couple that do that and some that don't.
It's a really important signal.
Yeah.
It's a
Backing signal. God damn it!
I hate you both.
I hate all of you, but that's why we play video games together. And run trains together. All the fun stuff.
Mm.
Alright, I've now got intermediate signals in my passing tracks so that I've realized that for my schema of having entry and exit signals basically in the tracks, if one train is waiting, you can't then have someone running on the single track because it's waiting for the next block to be clear, so you have to put an intermediate signal in each one. And that's seemed to help the fluidity of my railroad here. And I've noticed that to make one-way signals, you click again, but on the side of the track that you want the signal to be placed, which is kind of nice. That's an easy QOL thing.
QOL?
Quality of life. I'm sorry, you're not a game developer, are you?
No.
Nice flex.
Real casual.
Casual. Why are you stopping?
Why won't you go?
Hey, I understood what you meant, and I am not a game developer. Does that win me any points for anything?
That wins you some points. It wins you points over Leighton for reasons. Why is he stopping? Brett, you don't have any signals on your Oh, no, never mind, you do.
Okay, so I've got one train. Oh, I see how it is. I need to put a signal in here to stop so this person can get into the state. This train can get.
You have a train named Dampfwerfer?
Yes.
What does that
Person
mean?
steam thrower.
Person steam thrower, I see. Yeah, so we clarified this in the early... Oh, you've got quite the network going. Brett's killing it. Yeah, we clarified this in the... Oh, God. Brett!
Yes?
I see your passenger train. And you're going to make all of the foamers that commented on me having the Polar Express whistle on the SH282 in Derail Valley. You're going to make all of them very sad with the name of your train.
The Polar's Express?
The Polar's Express, yes.
Exactly.
Yes, you capitalized it wrong, though.
Oh, did I? Oh,
Did,
I hate it when I do that. It's a thing. It happens, you know.
Did somebody demo the corn maze, or do they simulate farms throughout the year?
That'd be cool.
It might.
Unless,
they must, because my sunflowers are gone.
Yeah, okay, I had the same thing. That's actually quite neat.
That is
It's a neat thing. Anyway,
Like
as I was trying to get
Oh crap!
trees into Brett,
Why? Why are you doing this, Mondom Fairfer?
trees and Dirtsburg. Yeah, we've realized that you can. Yeah, we realized you can rename all of the public assets, the industries, and the towns, and people have just been. Yeah, this town is now called Town mit der Peoplesbergen. I don't know who's doing this, and before my entire German, and then we have Nicht Seattlesburg. Yeah, it's not Seattle, is it? Yeah, before my German, and der Germansland. Yeah, okay. Before the German audience ruins me and cancels me, I believe this is mostly Brett, and he is 100% German by background, so I blame you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hashtag cancel heist.
Please don't.
Don't cancel Mark. Don't cancel Mark.
Please don't.
Do signals work? Like, I put in, I think, an automatic signal.
Where is your railroad, Leighton?
It's a great question. I am...
My
There you are. You found me.
Your
my
generic white
signaling
guy.
is failing me.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you've got this train is stuck at this signal, right? Because you have another train that is in the next block over. You have no other block delineator. So if you put a
I see.
if you put a signal past the switch for the depot, it'll then continue on. But yeah, you have to have dedicated blocks for the trains. And then if you click twice on the signal on the respective side of the track you want as you're placing it, it'll make it a one-way. But you don't really necessarily have a railroad that's set up for one-way. He's got a lot of single track. So you're going to need some passing tracks or something. Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave you to figure that out. You've got a lot of track built. Did I rotate?
I have $30,000 in credit card debt.
It's fine. This is fine. How's Ellis doing? Where's Ellis? Is down here. He's periwinkle.
Where is Ellis?
Ellis is actually managing to grow the towns that he's servicing.
Well, he's doing better than we are then.
Ellis also has two
He has 2 distinct railroads, which is the loser way to do it. So, you know.
Well, here's the thing: the towns are over there, and the industries are over here.
Well, you could still connect them.
Stretch to
You
make
have a
my
10-wheeler?
industry railroad all into one.
How's he got a 10? Well, I guess I could probably buy a 10-wheeler by now, but yeah.
Because I got some lumber tokens.
Also, it's got a
from
10-wheeler.
this-
It's got really sharp exhaust.
Does it really?
Yeah, it has different exhaust from the Porter.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to get one then. I still have so many people waiting at all these stations, and I'm continually I'm just gonna keep adding passing tracks, I think. That is my railroad. It is passing tracks mostly because I didn't feel like double tracking the whole darn thing. All right, hopefully that train will understand that I made a logic change directly in front of it.
There's no way this can go wrong.
In the real signal world, we have what are called cutovers, where we make changes and we test everything like beforehand, so that we make sure that we can cut over to a new working railroad that we know works. But no, I just ripped up the railroad in front of this train that was moving and just dropped some stuff down and said, "Here." Anyway, let's see. Can I buy the 10-wheeler? Oh, it's only 20 lumber, and I have 40. Yeah, we'll get us a 10-wheeler, and we'll make it pull 5 coaches. Why not? It'll be our cool kid train. So we go orders. We press the plus button. We grab this train, but we're gonna skip it along in the in its orders so that it gets out of the way of these guys a little bit. Oh, did I put it out of the wrong depot? No, I didn't. I put it out of this depot down here.
The automatic signals, should you put those before the switch for a passing track or on the other side of them?
I prefer to have them on the other side. Leighton, if you come down to where I am south of you. You see, come down this way. Can you come down this? See, I'm with you. Yep. Come down to green. You see how this passing track is set up? You have the one-way signals there, and that way you never end up with a head-to-head train because they have to stop and wait on the diverging leg.
I see. And then you've got blocks in there, so you can have trains stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, well, it's not to get trains to stack on top of each other. If you only have the one block and you have a train waiting there, the entire single-track railway behind it is waiting for that block to clear. So you have to have 2 signals because it won't... these actually don't behave like real trains. You can't come up to a red signal. You need that next block ahead of you clear for it to move forward. And yes, the 460 has brilliant exhaust.
It's very square.
It is very square. Is there any way to ride along with it?
I saw something in some menu somewhere about first-person view, so I assume that there is. However, I have no idea how to accomplish that.
Oh, well, I've pressed the circle, and I'm now firing the 2D cab. Oh, but I've got all these views that I can take. In the cab?
Oh,
the cab engineer's side?
That's
yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna do that now.
You auto?
Where's Mandat Fairford? There it is.
Oh, wait. Oh, you can run the trains in this?
Oh, God.
You can run the train. You can choose how much power to apply. I'm emergency
cool.
braking my train right now, and it is not slowing down. That's fine. Oh, it just takes a while to slow down. Anyway.
Sounds like you can theoretically decide how much power to apply.
You can suggest.
Yeah.
The whistle is kind of strange.
Circulate.
The whistle seems to emulate from one place, but it has Doppler effect on it, so it just immediately loses pitch.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, it's a little interesting.
That's a bit weird. Yeah, that's quite fun. But yeah, the 10-wheeler sounds very nice. And it looks like they looked at a Bachmann model of a 10-wheeler and said, make it tall. The long smoke box.
Tall.
The long smoke box and
This but tall boy.
Did you know that it's rigidly connected to its tender? It's actually a forney. The frame rails extend through the tender.
Oh, that's interesting. It's a really long forney.
It is a really long forney.
Fornication.
Indeed.
California. Sorry.
No red hot chili peppers here.
Talking about 40s, is this where I get to talk about 2-foot again?
I guess so. I guess that's your natural segue there.
I have so many passengers waiting at these stations. I'm just not running trains fast enough. So that's all right.
They're doing okay.
They're theoretically making money, which is good. But I need to get some more. I need to really just double track this whole railway, and we're just running a steam empire, I think. But God, yeah, you can hear that 10-wheeler from downtown.
Yeah, it's going for it. I'm really on the struggle bus as far as supply lines for freight go. But for
I've hardly
passengers,
got.
I'm doing okay.
I've hardly got any freight running right now. Hardly anything.
Okay, so how do I change the directions of signals?
You click again on the signal. Once you've placed a dual set of signals, you click again, and you click on the side of the track that you want the signal to be on. So if you want a one-way signal, you want to put it, on the outside where it would normally be.
Is there a way to run not fully loaded trains?
Yeah, you don't have to tell them to load. Don't tell them to load. Just let them show up and do the thing, and then they'll eventually turn around when they fill up with what's there, and they'll go.
Okay. What about unload? Do I need to tell them to unload?
I don't know if you do, but I do. At least with the freight trains, the passenger trains, I just tell them to go to the stations. They seem to do what they need to do.
Where the f are you going?
Unless all of my passenger trains are fully loaded and then they never unloaded anything, but I somehow doubt that's the case.
So
What?
I go.
Go. No.
Oh.
Yeah, they've transported at
Christ.
least some amount of players, so I know that it's okay.
I just got an owl sound effect and it scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah, I don't know
too,
what
and
that
I'm
was
not
for.
sure what that was for. Yeah.
Did we all get the same owl?
Yeah.
Apparently, it must have been the... Did anyone get the delivery of timber added to their thing?
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the new job added there. Yeah, or the new thing. I've got a conveniently located... It's called the No Touchy. Well, I guess I'll touch it.
Don't touch
Explicitly
it.
says no.
I'm not touching it. I'm a square away from it. It's not been touched.
It says no touchy.
It's not being touched.
It's a waypoint. Track owner gate. Wait, you can do trackage rights in this game?
Yes,
Holy crap.
I
That's
saw
cool.
that as a thing. So apparently that's something that we can get into at some point, but I don't know when or why we would. But
My train is broken.
trains broken.
Broken train.
They break.
My track over here is having a problem because of the fact that I think there's like some magic ghost track. It's also
Why?
here.
No. What? I'm completely the wrong end of the railroad. Where did the other one go? Where
Somewhere.
did lumber to tool go? Actually, I guess it's on the right half of the railroad, but I've lost a train.
How did you lose a train?
I don't know. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
I've told that story from BNSF one time. That does happen apparently with particular yard masters, but you know. Oh, that was the last of my dollars.
You got no more dollars? No more doll hairs?
I got no more dollars, but I borrowed some. I make the now the station's too large.
Waiting on the signal? I think we're waiting on the signal.
I'm having some amount of difficulty making a diamond with some amount of separation on the diagonal. I guess you have to do extra separation for the diagonal routing to work out. That's kind of weird. Looks kind of bad, but we can run with it. I'm sure that was a pain in the butt to code, so we're going to have some more trains shortly here, so I got to get some double-track railroad going on here.
Okay, I think I'm finally getting the hang of the signaling.
He learns.
I didn't fully understand what the arrows were. The tutorial I saw, the the guy didn't really explain what signals were doing. So now I've kind of figured out, okay, this is how the blocks, these are how the blocks work, this is how the logic works, this is where the AI gets stupid.
You must have not played TTD back in your day.
No, I did not.
Or Factorio or anything, because I mean,
No, I did
this
not.
is like...
I have been telling this man to get Factorio for like the last 6 years or something.
Well, it does eat people like him and us alive, so that's fair.
Yeah.
You're still
I
unemployed.
avoided
Now's
it.
the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say his excuse was, well, I'll get it when I'm done with college, because college is hard. And, hey. Knock, knock.
well.
No excuses, Brett.
Well, you know, we'll
The factory must grow, and the factory has a railroad, and the railroad must grow.
Yeah, well. Ugh. I don't know. Honestly, I have not really been big on single-player games as of like
It's
the
not
last.
single player.
Well, I've not played anybody, or I've not played with anybody.
It's
Well,
you
you
can
haven't
play
played
it.
it.
You can play it multiplayer. Jake and I play it multiplayer all the time. What in the f is Choo-Choo's doing? Oh wait.
I have this bit signaled pretty well, I think, actually. Well, I could use a signal here, I guess.
I was missing a signal at my interlocking. I'm sorry for swearing at the Choo-Choos.
Mon Dampfwerfer and Train 11? Yeah, Train 11. They're not having a good time together.
I've had a grid lock that I've been not not even looking at. That's been affecting the whole system while I try to make this expansion work. And yeah, I had two trains staring at each other because there was one intermediate signal missing. There's no sectional release at my diamond.
Well, I finally figured out how to deal with my ghost section of track that is undrivable, which is to ignore it, go around it.
This is a solution.
It's the way to do it.
I think
This is the weird stuff that doesn't
finally got
happen
this
in
working.
real railroading.
Right. Yeah.
I now wish to shoe fly around this station entirely.
Oh, depots cost money, and I don't have a lot of money, so I guess I'll have to just deal with running this train out of somewhere entirely illogical.
Okay, Spock.
Highly illogical.
Highly illegal.
And it's going to haul 2 cars, because that's how much money I have. Can I wait for this passenger train to deliver its people? And
I like how we're all in the same position.
is it going to give me 95 monies?
Yes.
It is. It did give me 95 monies. Yes, now I can put many cars on this. And by many, I mean 4.
Orders. Whoops.
Okay, so I'm going to tell it to go first to station 27, where it will unload. And then I'll tell it to come to the wood cutting house. Yeah. Yeah.
How do I skip jobs?
Skip jobs?
Or skip items on the list?
There's a button for it. Let me see what
Ignore
it looks
next signal?
No, you
No,
don't want
it's
that
in
one.
between the add and remove. It's the little double
Oh, I
arrow.
see.
In the orders
Thank you.
tab, the double arrow. Yeah, to the right.
Okay, AI, are you smart enough to throw the switch?
Okay, as long as
This
the
is
log
not trains.
train's
They
not
can't
coming
figure
back.
that one out.
Log train's not coming back in a minute, so we should be good.
Okay, sweet. I finally got a railroad that's running worth it. Yes! We're delivering.
Look at that!
Everybody stand the back!
I think I've finally exhausted some amount of passenger supply at some of these stations. Oh no, it was just because all the passenger trains had been there lately. I've got 91 passengers there and 63 passengers there.
God, I've got 163 passengers waiting at the station.
I have 402 passengers waiting at Titfield.
Well, you're
Oh, boy.
really not running trains, apparently.
Well, I am running trains, but I've only got 2 coaches on this one.
Oh. I've not got any less than 3 on any trains, and the trains
It is-
10-wheelers I've got 5.
It's got to be said, it is a considerable pain. There's probably a better way to do it, but it does not appear to be easy or convenient to add cars to a train. To change
Yeah.
the consist at all is kind of a pain in the ass.
You have to go to the depot, and that's very much a holdover from Open TTD.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is...
There's a certain
annoying.
lineage of games that the only editing of trains you can do is in the depot, and it's like TTD, and confusedly, Locomotion didn't do that, but then like all the transport fevers, they all do that.
Yeah. Did you guys just get another owl sound and another delivery of
did.
timber?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I just
some timber.
I finished my wood contract, and then it gave me that. That one of those is mine. And the other one is somebody else's.
I'm
Well, alright then.
just
Oh,
trying.
subsidy. Collect your reward. Oh, sweet!
Yeah, you need
Okay.
to. Look at the bottom left. There's important stuff down there.
Yeah, well, you know, I just got another delivery of timber, so that one's gonna be mine. Is this how you guys got the 10-wheelers? You claimed those?
No, I've been running logs to get the
Okay.
lumber tokens. Because I again found one that gives me 2 lumber and 1 token. So.
Okay.
got
Yeah,
lucky.
now I can buy the 10-wheelers. I just hadn't claimed that quest.
Yep. Yeah, that you could certainly get the first one that way. So.
Yeah, my lumber is, my lumber supply line is considerably longer. I've got a few towns with reasonable density and a lot of coal, and then spacebar, 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 then lumber, spacebar, 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 then logs.
That does make it tough.
It is, I'm most of the way to Mark's Railroad before I hit Forest. Yep.
Okay, so as you can see here, the ground has disappeared, and there's just trains, and they're chuffing, but they're not moving. I clicked on a another screen, and everyone else crashed, and presumably my game's crashed. It's still showing that I'm recording it, but and I'm hearing the sounds, but I cannot bring it back up. So anyway, it's not the stablest multiplayer experience I've ever had, but it's cool that they finally do have multiplayer, and it is pretty fun and a neat bit of sim. And I think we all had fun. It was good.
Yeah, I absolutely would like to revisit this at some point now that we're kind of... I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm finally getting to a point where I'm understanding the game a little bit more.
Yeah,
Now that we know how to play,
We were
it's just
talking-
a matter of no bathroom
Yeah.
breaks.
Yeah, we were talking, I don't know if you covered it in the recording, we took a bathroom break real quick, and that's what spurred on the crash. And during the bathroom break, Elsa and I were talking, it's a bit like Rare Tycoon 3 meets sort of a Settlers of Catan vibe with the different resource tokens.
Yeah.
So now that we're kind of getting the hang of it, it'll be cool to revisit.
For sure. Yeah. So, if you guys would like to see some more of this game, you think it was cool, and you want to see what we can do next time, by all means, let us know down in the comments below. And as always, make sure you like the video. If you did, click the subscribe button and the little bell, and let me know if you'd like to see some more stuff with these nerds, because I'm sure we could find some more train-related crap for us to talk about. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye!
Bye!
Night.
See ya.